Hey guys, my name is Noah Blackwell. I'm from Frisco, Texas, and today I will be demonstrating my cooking skills. So just a brief overview of what we're doing today is we're going to be making 3 different types of cuts. We're going to make a Sicily cut on this onion, a concasse cut on this tomato, and then a small dice on this green bell pepper. And we will also be making 2 different types of omelets. We'll be making a French omelet and an American omelet. And so as you can see, I have my mise en place already set out. I have my bowl and fork for my eggs. I have my trash bin. I also got my 3 different containers for the finished products, and also my eggs, butter, salt, and pepper. Also my pan back there. So just to start off with, we're gonna start with the onion. And so first off, we're gonna make a Sicily cut, which is a fine dice on a onion. And so first off, we're gonna start by cutting it in half, just like that. And then we are going to cut off the end where it starts to peel, not the one that has the roots, because that's where it keeps the onion intact. So we're gonna cut that off, put it in the bin, and this is gonna make it easier to peel the onions. So just peel back the onion for both of the halves. And make sure you get back a layer or 2 where it's not damaged or has dirt on it. All right, there's that. And before we start cutting, make sure you have a cutting board that is either rubber attachments on the side or bottoms to keep it from moving. See how it doesn't move? Or quick, easy, get a damp rag and just put it right underneath, and that also keeps it from moving. But since we have rubber attachments, I'm going to leave the board as is, and this is just for safety. We want to be as safe as possible when we are cooking in the kitchen. Okay, so start off with our first cut, our Sicily cut. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna make vertical cuts all the way throughout the onion, about 90% of the way through. We're not gonna go all the way through. We're gonna keep our fingers up. You can make as many cuts as you want. As you can see, the onion is still intact because we're not going all the way through. And now we're gonna make our vertical cuts. This is a kind of a bigger onion, so we're gonna make 2 cuts. We're gonna make one up here, and that's gonna go about 3/4 of the way through. And then we're gonna make one down here. And now that we have that, we can go ahead and just do our fine dice on the onion. Just let the knife do the work. Just like so. And then once it starts getting to the end there, we're gonna use the whole onion, just like so. All right, so we're gonna get our first bin here. And we're just gonna scoop our onion right on in. Just like so. And we're gonna go into our second. Onion's making me cry a bit here. I'll also cut off the end. Put that in our trash. And we are going to do the same thing. Vertical cut. Just let the knife do the work. Horizontal. Horizontal. And we are just gonna do our fine dice. Clear that off. go. Got our fine dice of that. And we're just going to put the onion in the bowl. It's a lot of onion. I'm just gonna clean off our cutting board. Get all that dirty stuff off. And we're gonna wipe the tears off real quick of the onion. Right back there. Okay. All good. Nothing like a little crying with some onions. Strong onion. We're gonna put that back there. And now we're gonna move on to we're gonna put our scraps right here in the bowl. We're gonna move on to our green bell pepper. We're gonna rinse off our, right there. All right, green bell pepper, nice and easy. We're gonna make it just a small dice on the green bell pepper. We're gonna top bottom it. Just so it's flat. And then we are going to cut quarters all around. And this helps removing the ribs. And also helps keep the seeds together like that. We're gonna put that in our trash. Okay, top bottoms there. Okay, so now we are going to just take off these bitter parts, which are the ribs of the pepper. We don't want to taste that. So we're gonna take the tip, our knife, clean it off there just a little bit. Alrighty. And we're just going to get just the tip, just like so. Put that away. Same thing goes here. Don't want to take off the flesh, just want to take off the rib. Just like so. And this one's pretty good. This one does not have a rib. So first, we're gonna make a julienne cut with our pepper. Put those up there. Gonna make a julienne. These are just matchsticks. And you want just to gain a rhythm with the pepper, just like so. And we're gonna do this all the way through, and it's easier to flatten your pepper. And also, you want skin side down to make it easier for the knife to go through. Because if you do not do that, you're gonna struggle just a bit. Grip it. Just like that. Same thing goes here. And last one. Just like that. So now we're just gonna divide up the peppers and get them all flattened out. And now we just make our small dice. Just like so. We're gonna do that all the way through till we have all of our peppers nice and cut. Get those together. Okay, we got about 2 more bunches here. Got one there. Those out of there. Okay. Straighten those up. Same thing. Just want to let the knife do the work. And last batch. This is a big pepper. Alrighty, now that we have our nice fine dice on the bell pepper, we are going to just put the pepper into our bowl, like so. And remaining pepper. Alright, there's our fine dice for our pepper. Okay. We got our onions, we got our peppers. Now we're gonna clean off our board right here. Make sure to keep it nice and clean, sanitary. Knife. And now we have our tomato. And we already did wash the tomato and pepper. So we're gonna make a concasse cut on this tomato. So first things first, we're gonna make a vertical cut, just like so. And then we are going to quarter these at a 45-degree angle. So we're gonna go just like that. And same thing over here. Just like that. Same. And I'm gonna make one more. Just like that. Okay, so we are going to de-seed the tomato. Pretty simple. We're gonna bring it towards the edge of the board. Take that, tip of our knife, and we're just gonna go right along the seeds, and it should just flip just like that. Put that in the trash. We're gonna do this for each piece of tomato, just like that. Just like that. And the whole purpose of the concasse cut is to get all of the fruit out of the tomato, not the seeds. So, last one right here, just like so. And now we're gonna do this similar to what we did with the bell pepper. We are going to julienne the tomatoes. Like so. Just like that. You go all the way through each tomato. Nice and straight. Alrighty, and now we're just gonna do the same thing. We are going to dice these tomatoes. Just let the knife do the work. And you got a nice beautiful chop there. Separate these. Just like that. And same thing. All right, so we're just gonna put the tomatoes into the bowl. All right, we have all three now here done. We got our cisellet of the onion. We have our bell pepper, fine dice, and then we got our concasse cut of our tomato. All right, we're just gonna clean off our knife one last time. That's all we're gonna need, and we're gonna wipe off our board. And next, we're gonna be making our American omelet. Okay, one second. I'll just wipe off my nose real quick. Okay, we're gonna wash our hands. I washed my hands before we started, and since I just blew my nose, we're gonna wash our hands again. Nice and simple. Okay. Down. Okay, American omelet. what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on our stove to medium-high heat. And then we're gonna start with our eggs. So we're just gonna crack this right on over here. 2 eggs for both, 2 each. Put a rag there. And then just a little salt and pepper for the American. And then we're just gonna beat these. We're gonna beat the eggs until we see no more egg white separated. We're gonna all mix together. Almost there. You can see there's still a little bit of egg white, so we're gonna heat it up just a little more. Alright, so now we're gonna take our spatula, knife, and butter. We're gonna come right on over here. And we got our pan starting to heat up already. Take a second, got our butter. And American omelet is different from the French. American, we're gonna create almost like a crust-like texture on the outside. It's gonna be a brown crust. And also in American omelets where you can put filling in it. So, for mine, I think I'm gonna do just a little bit of bell pepper and tomatoes. Okay. Got our stuff to work with. And so as our pan starts heating up, wait for it to get a little warm. And then we're gonna add our butter so it can start melting. Add about a tablespoon of butter. Just let that start melting. Just gonna let that melt. Get the butter all on the sides and the bottom. Turn it up just a little bit. Back from the heat a bit. I'm gonna swirl that around, get the top and the sides. Heat up just a bit. And then this is where we're gonna go in with our egg. Get a little sizzle on that butter. Just a second. There we go, in with our eggs. Scrape all of that. Eggs out. Alrighty. Put that back over here because we're gonna need that. And then with our American omelet, we want to set almost like a barrier on the outside. So as you can see, it's starting to cook just a little bit. Once that heat starts working, you'll be able to where you see the egg starting to form. Push it to the middle and go out with that loose egg. You can see over here. Keep pushing it to the middle. As you can see, the egg starts cooking rapidly. See? The eggs kind of cook a little bit. Keep folding it back. At this point, as you can see, you have just a little bit runny egg left. Get the rest of that underneath. Like so. Try to heat up just a bit. See? At this point, we are going to put in just a little bit of tomato at the top. Just a little bit of tomato, however much you like. A little green pepper, however much you like there. And then it's almost done, as you can see. We're gonna keep this all at the top of the pan. Get that warmth. You wanna use kind of the top of your pan to cook that egg. And this is where you get the crust of your egg. Done with these. And now that our egg, as you can see, is just about all the way set. Give that peppers and onions. You could start to smell it also. Okay. So you start getting that brown crust down there. And kind of lift our egg, give it a couple taps. Take the middle of our plate, slant it, take our omelet, and just fold it right over just like that. On the middle plate. And now, there's our American omelet, all done, got our nice crust there. Now we move on to our French omelet. Okay, we're going to get a new bowl because we do not want any pepper in our French omelet. Same thing. Two eggs, right in the trash. Whisk. Can put a little salt in there if you want. No pepper though. No color at all. Gonna beat it. Almost done. French omelet, you want to make sure that the eggs are really beaten good. Okay. Now we're going to take take our pan and we're just gonna wipe out the pan into our trash because we don't want any of that brown. So once you wipe out your pan, take it, put it back on the heat. That right there. And now we're gonna go quick with our French omelet. French omelet, really quick. Does not take much time at all. Does not take much time at all. Butter, same thing. Get it up on the edge. You can also use oil. And then we just go in. You gotta go quick. French omelet, we are, once it starts curdling already, and we get those large curdles, and it takes just a second to set. No time at all. Almost like making scrambled eggs, but not all the way. See? About that point, give it a second just to set. It will take no time at all. Cover up those holes. And we're gonna kind of want to move it up onto heat. See, just about there. Now we just take, and we just let gravity start doing its thing. Up onto there. Give it a couple whacks. And we'll just go right onto our plate, just like so. And there is French omelet. So come back over here just for our little final overview. We have our American omelet, nice crust on the outside. We have our French omelet. When you break into it, break into that French omelet, perfectly rolled, still just a little bit gooey inside. We have our onion, tomato, concasse cut, Sicily cut, and our small dice on our green bell pepper. That's everything we done. We set up our mise en place. We executed our cuts. We made our omelets, and we followed all of our safety tips for when we're cooking in the kitchen. My name is Noah Blackwell. Thanks for joining me.